Basically, how do we start it, right? To start, begin with this. We talked about a couple of things last class. Okay. So first, most important, we have 4 type of console. PowerShell console, right? Guys, whoever attended last class, just bear with me. So many of our joined today's, just I can make it the same repeated class for the last class what we discussed. So number 1 is we have the direct console, PowerShell direct console, which is 64-bit. And the second one is we have that another console called as ISC, which is integrated script extension, or you can say engine. So this console we would be using for script writing, multiple line script we are going to use it. And same things, we have another console which is direct console, which is 32-bit, which is called x86, which is 32-bit. This is very beginning, we need to understand that, right? And again we have that is an ISC 32-bit. Why we need to know this? Because this Microsoft PowerShell introduced during Windows 2008 server, which is 32-bit operating system. So during that time, many script was implemented, and that script you wanted to test it still now. And those scripts are developed with the 32-bit operating system compatibility point of view. Microsoft still kept into this 2 console, which is 32-bit x86, right? But most of the time we would be using for x86, 64-bit, right? If you go to the start, you would be scroll down. In every operating system it has that is in PowerShell. If you click on this PowerShell folder, you would be able to see these 4 consoles here. It is the direct console 64-bit, direct console it is x86 32-bit, which is ISC for 64-bit and ISC for x86. So we would be following this 64-bit and direct console and 64-bit on ISC. If you click on these consoles, you would be able to see the direct, whatever the commandlet you want to type, you would be able to type here and you'll get the executed the script in one time. However, but when you use this ISC, this consoles would be using after 4 or 5 classes when we're talking about scripting. This would help us to write the script in line by line. So when you are familiar with each commandlet, when you know that is in how do I frame it complete script, multiple lines, line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, right? And we can use it with a friendly manner. So you wanted to execute line number 1 only, then you can bring the cursor and you need to select this selection. So it would execute you only for this line number 1 for the testing one when you want to test it. An entire script you wanted to execute it, you can run this script, it would execute it every line. And this is very friendly manner, and it will be auto intelligence to automatically detect all the parameters and everything. And some advanced features would be added. This is called a script pane. We use it. How you want it to be used depends on your comfort. Top, which is the top bottom and top, it is you can write the top white color script, and when you execute it, you would get the result here. This is the first script pane. Second one is you can, if you want to use for the right side, you can write the script and you will get the left side result. And you wanted to have the entire screen for to write the script and you wanted to see the result later, then you can use it. So depends on developer, depends on the script writer, they can use it their comfort. They would be using however you want. This is called as a script pane in a script in a console here. We would be using this screen or this consoles later on, right? So these are 4 type of consoles. Now, if I wanted to start the journey, how do I start? In PowerShell, we call as Commandlet. So how we used for command prompt, many commands we used it, isn't it? So many commands we use it this, when you go to the command prompt, we are using already for the some commands, right? Based on our requirement. Same things in PowerShell, specifically we call as commandlet. So what are those commandlet? How do we use those commandlet, right? So this commandlet format, it is using for verb and noun format, right? This would be using verb and noun format. Very simple. So verb means left side, noun means it is right side along with the hyphen. Along with the hyphen. Example. Now by default, we have the commandlet. Say for example, get hyphen command. This is my commandlet. Verb indicate is a get, command is a noun, and along with you use for the hyphen. So many commandlet you have this kind of format, right? So start journey with PowerShell. You need to find how many commandlets are there in your default operating system. If you are using Windows 10 or Windows 11 or operating system called Windows Server operating system, right? Windows servers 2000, Windows 2012, 2016, 2019, 2022. No matter what kind of operating system you're using, but you would have that is in a default commandlet all the operating system. So you can find that. How do I find it? You just run this command let, which is called get hyphen command. Example. Now you can go to this type here, get hyphen command. This is the first commandlet you need to type and see this. How many commandlet are there in your operating system by default, right? Always remember, when I wanted to start the PowerShell, you should identify that is in the right commandlet. That is important. No matter any requirement, you got to know that any requirement you wanted to fulfill, the first you need to start finding the right commandlet. That is the format. You need to find there's a process, okay, commandlet. And second one is you need to find the relevant parameter based on a requirement, then frame it. This is the logic we would use it. Find the commandlet and you need to find the relevant parameter. To find the relevant parameter, we need to ask help to the PowerShell. Here, the most important, when we say that ask the PowerShell, every information will be provided by PowerShell only. Now, when you find the commandlet, you can ask PowerShell, give me the full information or more information. Second one is get more information about the commandlet, right? So what I mean by that more information or full information, it should give that is in what is the commandlet and what are the syntax. Syntax means what? You will have the default parameter. To find the default parameter, the command we are going to use it get hyphen help and your commandlet. Example, if I wanted to check the specific commandlet services, right? And the commandlet called as a get hyphen service. And this commandlet, to know the full information, I can ask the PowerShell like this, get hyphen help and get hyphen service. Remember, if this commandlet it is not giving you full information, this is the first most important we need to understand, that is we need to get the full information. If this step is not giving us full information, what we need to do, we need to update our PowerShell console, which is called update hyphen help. This is first most important we need to understand that before we find the, or before we start journey with our PowerShell, our PowerShell console must be up to date, right? So as I said, get-help, example get-service, it should give the full information. What do you mean by full information here? It should give this is your synapses and the syntax. This is the most important point to work on the PowerShell, where it would give you that is in your commandlet, your parameter, and this is a method you need to understand that is in what is the input I need to supply here. So everything PowerShell itself is giving to us, and then only we can understand that we can follow that is instruction, then we can process it based on a requirement. It would give the description, it would give the related links, it would give the remarks with the examples. It means it's giving you full information. And if you guys typing parallelly in your operating system, if it is not giving you this kind of full information, you need to run the commandlet update-help. First, most important, you need to get ready with this your PowerShell console. Whoever completed last class Sunday, and please, if you miss this point, please ready with this, or please get it, update in your PowerShell consoles. Then we will have all the information, whatever topic we are going to discuss. We should always go and ask the help to the PowerShell, and it should give us the full information. Is that understood, everyone? Does anyone has any questions?
So the console comes by default with Windows 10 and 11, right?
Correct. Yes.
Can you define a little bit more about the Commandlet? What does that mean exactly?
Commandlet, right?
Commandlet.
Right. So now in the commands, we using the commands, correct? Here, when you go to the command, we are using the commands, isn't it? ipconfig, right?
Right.
And services.msc. These are all commands, isn't it?
Right.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Same things, when we wanted to work on PowerShell, those terminology we called as a commandlet. Example, I wanted to check how many commandlet are there in my operating system, right? The commandlet called as a get-command. It means the commandlet has a format. There is a structure, verb and noun format. Means what? Left side get is a verb, right side command is a noun, and we need to type along with the hyphen, which is get-command. It's a full structure we call as a commandlet. Like this, we have the many commandlet in our operating system by default. You see this? Do you see this? Commandlet. All commandlet are in the format, the structure is called verb by noun format, isn't it? In your operating system also, or any of you are testing in operating system also, you would be able to see when you type the get-command, you would be able to see these many commandlet. And if you see that is in how many counts are there in my operating system, you can also check for this. Did you get it? What do you mean by commandlet?
Sorry. Yeah, it's like the CMD command, but in CMD it's very few to memorize, like ipconfig
Correct.
or getmac and all that. So here, is this in a short way? If you want, for example, troubleshoot networking, how we come up with that commandlet is a short way to ask the system.
So first find that is in. Now don't go to directly troubleshooting. Now basically we wanted to find that is in script, right? You need to write the script. Everything, right. Whatever you wanted to get it, you need to find the right commandlet. Example, now I wanted to find the service information. Take a goal. Please get the information about service. So I don't know the service related information commandlet. So how do I find it in my entire, all the multiple commandlets are there, are 8,200 plus commandlets are there. How do I find it? So there is a way to search it, which is using for the wildcard in PowerShell. The wildcard indicate for the star. You remember, you must be searching for any files and folder in our operating system where we kept, you forget that files and folder. We would be going and typing here in the right corner that we can type the file and put the star. Right? What is the star indicate? The star indicate for that you need to search for, that is in all the places where we can use for the double side, both the side star. It means what? Wherever this file is there, you can find it the name of this. So that kind of wildcard we would be using in PowerShell. So now we wanted to find this right information, to find the right commandlet. We can use a wildcard like this. Get hyphen command we have already there. In that, we need to find that is in star. You can find that is in service, right? It should give that is in my commandlet. Example, now see this. Get hyphen command. Now you can search your right information because you don't know the right commandlet, isn't it? Now it would give that is in more information which has that any multiple Azure related commandlet, but you can little more smarter way you can find it. Get hyphen command. I would use the get is a common, and I can use for the service with the wildcard. Get is a common, you can use the service. Now you would be able to see this. Get hyphen service is my commandlet. So this is first commandlet. I got to know this, right? And same things, any requirement you are working, first you need to find that is in commandlet. Now this commandlet you identified, you found that is what it is here. How do I use it? And that process would explain you this. Get hyphen help. Now I wanted to have that is, now I got to know the commandlet. Now how do I find it? How do I use this? The process would be following with the help of parameter. The parameter, how do I identify this? Every commandlet has a default parameter. To these default parameter identified, you must ask the PowerShell to help, which is, now we got the commandlet here. So you can ask the PowerShell get hyphen help, and you can give this commandlet. It would give you that is in full information about this commandlet. Now this is a commandlet, right? You are looking for that is in computer name. And if you're looking for the name of the services, say for example, get hyphen service hyphen name is a parameter, and WinRM I'm looking for, that is, it would give this result. The whatever hyphen you see, right? Every parameter, the start with the hyphen, it is always we call as a parameter. Computer name, dependency services, display name, it is always start with the hyphen we call as a parameter. So once you identify the parameter, we need to provide the input. What kind of the input we need to provide, which is based on what kind of data types is asking. It means every parameter has the data types, which is called string value, which is called integer, which is called date and time, depends on the parameter method, right? What do you mean by this? Now, as I said, parameter you identified, and that parameter we need to supply the value hyphen name, and this is the value you are supplying. It must be the string, because this PowerShell says you need to provide system dot string, right? And you see the system dot string. It would tell us you need to supply the value string value, which is the character or word. So now I am going to, we know that this is a WinRM, we are going to use it. And same things, the other data types based on the parameter, it will be identifying. For example, second one is if you take about, if I need to find that is in, find the event log on my operating system. What is the commandlet we would use it? How do we use the commandlet? First, we need to find the commandlet. How do we get the commandlet here? Get hyphen command, ask the PowerShell event log. Now we got the commandlet here. Get hyphen event log is a commandlet. Now I need to ask the PowerShell, how do I use it? What would be the method? Get hyphen help and ask the PowerShell to give me the full information about this commandlet. Now get hyphen help, get hyphen event log. Now see this event log commandlet, it would give the full information. You have that is in get hyphen event log, hyphen log name is a parameter, and a system dot string is you need to type what kind of the log name you are looking. For example, I'm looking for the system log. So the full commandlet is get hyphen event log, hyphen log name is a parameter, and you can type your system. Maybe you can use a system, applications, security. These are the type of the log, Windows log, right? If you provide this is full format of this, get hyphen command, get hyphen event log, commandlet, hyphen log name parameter, and the system is a typing here, the string system dot string is asking. Now hit enter, you would be you will be getting the result from the PowerShell. What are the system logs you are getting? And same things, as I told you that some of the parameters has a data types, it is recommended to type called as integer or date and time. You see this, get hyphen help, get hyphen event log. Now see, if I ask you that is in this PowerShell, please get the latest. Okay, in this we have that is in lot of logs we found it in a system log. So if I ask you the requirement, please get the latest system event log. How do I format it? And take a help from get hyphen help and get hyphen event log and find the command, find the parameter, you know the already commandlet, and find the right parameter and frame it. What would be the parameter first? We know that is in already get hyphen event log, hyphen log name, and system we identified here. But in this system log, I don't need for all the logs, which is 100, 200 logs, so I don't need it. I need for the latest 10 log. So how do I frame it? Such requirement, what we would need to do, we would be finding this is the right parameter and what would be that parameter asking the data types. Can anyone read and tell me? Jola, you also check it.
Newest.
Right. See this, and this newest parameter is demanding what is the input we need to supply. It's asking here system.int32. So when it says int32, we must enter that supply. We must enter the input. It must be number, right? So how do I frame it here? Get hyphen event log, hyphen log name is a parameter. System is we are looking log name, and ask for the latest 10 log, which is parameter newest, and it is demanding to enter that is in integer. This is a method we need to understand. Always this PowerShell works flow. There is a process, commandlet, parameter, and that respective parameter, what type of the data type is asking, we need to enter it. As I said, every data type has a multiple data types method, which is string value, integer, date and time, same things. You see this system dot in 32. So I would frame it get hyphen event log hyphen log name parameter, which is system, hyphen newest parameter, which is it is telling me to that is you need to enter the int 32. So I have to enter the number only. So now hit enter, you would get that is the latest 10. And same things I don't need for this all, I would need for the logs generated, which is last week to till today. Right? It's a June 28, or you can consider July 1st to 5th. So take another example. Get, find the system log, system event log. Which is generated. The date, start date 1st July to till today. How do I frame it? And this kind of, you will get many type of the requirement. Ultimately, we need to find the right parameter. So how do I frame it? We know that already basic level Commandlet is already there. And we know that is in parameter called system log. But I would need for the date was generated from 1st July to till today. So when you use for the date, you would be using for MMDDYY. You should use it. So just take the help which is given to the help and just frame it. How do I frame it here? Example here. Get hyphen help, get hyphen event log. Okay. Now tell me, how do I use it? What would be my complete Commandlet to be?
We have to use the before, after.
So you see, we have the parameter called as after, we have the parameter called as before, and this parameter, what is demanding here? This parameter is demanding to enter the data types. What is that? System dot date and time, isn't it? So this parameter is asking me date. I have to enter the date only. Getting me point? So every commandlet has a parameter, and each parameter has the data types. It will tell us what kind of the input we need to supply. If that parameter is demanding me to supply that is integer, I have to type integer. We know that is a requirement, and obviously newest it's asking parameter, we need to write the number. Same things I have asked to that is in last week to till today, that the parameter called as after and before. So when you type here get hyphen event log hyphen log name system log, this log I would need for hyphen after the date I said for that MMDDYY, right? 01/07/2025, and before you should use for 07/05/07 and 2025. Can I get it? See this? And a specific time also you wanted to use, you can mention it. So wanted to, again in this, I would need for the only latest 10 log.
Okay, in there we can export also, right?
Exactly.
It's very difficult to do for watch all those things, right?
Yes.
If it's coming like this.
Right. That's what I'm giving you example.
Yeah.
You can do it for the export.
and
yes.
Yeah.
That you can export the report, and I'll tell you that all these things we will be discussing. But basically the method or the process to be followed to start your PowerShell scripting and automation journey, we must understand. Now it is giving me the full information. I don't need it. Again, in this get, that is in latest 20 log only. Example, with the same format, I need to get for the only 20 logs. So same format, I would get that is in hyphen newest and give the 20. I now see this. So basically, what do we understanding here? We are understanding that any requirement we come to know in PowerShell, first we need to find the commandlet, and that commandlet, what is the requirement? You are looking for system log. So what would be the parameter? Log name is a parameter. System is the input, string value. We ask for the date. What date? From what date to until till date, which is called hyphen after is a parameter. And this parameter demanding to enter the date. We mention the date. The another parameter before this is also mentioning the date, which is data types. And hyphen newest, we ask the latest, which is called newest is a parameter. 20 is integer. So we are getting for this all the information. So this is the first point of a method. First process would follow. Whoever beginning to learning this PowerShell, you always follow this method. Find the right commandlet, get the right parameter, and supply that value. You can check in the PowerShell itself what is that is supply, what is the data type is asking. Accordingly, you need to provide that input, which is, I said that is always is coming with this method. I just give you one example for this event log, which can understand easily what are the different type of data types. So this is the first point. This is the first step to understand everyone. Commandlet, parameter, and that parameter data types. And you need to get the full information. You need to ask the help to PowerShell. So this is the first one is commandlet. Second one is ask help, which is get hyphen help and commandlet. Then find the right parameter. And check, find the data types. What kind of input provide. Then frame it. Right? Frame it. It is complete. You can frame it, which is commandlet, parameter, supply the values, input. That's it. Does that make sense? Is it understanding here?
Sorry, quick question. What do you mean by frame it? What does that mean?
Frame means it is just you have to make it like way. It is just full-fledged this way. This is completely we are framing. It is requirement we are typing for what is we needed. We have framed it. Correct? Example this one. Framed it means you have to complete that is requirement, which is my commandlet, parameter, and supply the input, parameter, supply the input, parameter, supply the input, and this parameter is demanding to the date, this parameter is date, and this parameter is integer, and this parameter is a string. So this is always any commandlet you wanted to type, it would be the same format. Same format.
Yeah.
Isn't
you
it?
You have to complete the requirements.
Correct. Exactly. Frame means what? You can complete the requirement. This is the first step to understand how do I start a journey, how do I begin with my PowerShell. This is the first method. We always, you don't jump into the directly to the write the script or find the script. You will get the script, but what is that logic? It is what are this method we are using. We always understand that is in what you mean. Many of people doesn't know that is in what is parameter. Many of people doesn't know that what is pipeline operator. But if you don't know that and you are getting the script, And if the script you are executing our production environment is very high risk, I recommended and request to first understand the PowerShell, how it works. And then you should know that is in, if any error is occur, we should know that is in why it is error occur and where I need to be edited. So we would be talking about lot many more things in the journey. We need to understand this, which is, let me just give you, these are topic we'll be discussing, right? You see, parameters, operators, logical operator, variables, dynamic script, if else if, for each looping statement, for each, and error handling, remote session, WMI. These are the very much necessary needed to be understand the PowerShell. If you know this concept of clearly, you can manage, you can handle any of the requirement to write the script you want. That guarantee I can give you.
And Neil, this will be for the fully advanced, right?
Yes, from basic to advanced. You're not going to directly talk about it. It's a basic to advanced.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But
We're going to discussing from basic to advanced.
And we'll get the some project also to work like that.
Yeah. See, when you know the logic, many requirement project you will be see there is customized request. See, yesterday only we got to know that one requirement. There was 140 active directory groups. Okay. There is a requirement come to me, which is to our team, say that is in, we need that 140 groups we need to be delete from the active directory. But before we deleting, we need to make sure those all groups should be empty. Number one. So when we checked randomly, many of the groups has the members.
Yeah, you are talking about stale entry.
Correct. Right? Which is that group has to be clean up. And before cleanup, what is that is pre-request is make sure that active directory group should be empty before you deleting. So we don't know that which group has that is in members. We don't know which group has that is in empty, which is bulk active directory groups. So if you go manually check one by one, it would take obviously time, right?
Yeah.
And what is the best method now?
Script.
How do we use it? The logic. You have the input file for the all the 140 groups. We need to tell the PowerShell script, say that please find all these PowerShell, all this 140 group, give me output, and we need to write a script such a way that give me the region which group has a member and which group has it is empty. We need the first level of step, correct? The script should give us these are the groups are empty and these are the group has a member. Find. Now we need to remove that is in members of these remaining groups. Again, one more logic, correct? First, you need to find that is an empty group, how many are there and how many group has a member. First group, first script. And second script would be we need to remove the members from the the whichever group has a member. So this is small requirement, isn't it? When you see that is in the customer is asking that is in okay, next tomorrow as per process we need to follow the change and all, but he said that is in please give me the report which group has a member. I will take approval. We are going to delete and these groups and make sure this group is not in associated any of the applications, or this user should not have any permissions related, because when we deleted the group they should not be impacted. So we need to provide a report. Okay, these groups are empty, this group has a member, and these are the users list, which is provided in next 10 minutes. But what is that? Biswajit. Okay, we have already started this Biswajit. It is class is already recorded now. So I would recommend you to please go through this recorded. And we just started now. Don't worry about this. We are just begin with this. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, yeah. So who is asked question here? Recording will be, yes, recording will be shared, sir. Don't worry. Okay, no worries. Biswajit.
Neil, are you finished? I have some concern to.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
You see, I'm sure you know, we all different levels here. Speaking for myself, I don't want to drag everybody, but I'm completely new to PowerShell, period. So I would like to see more real example, the foundation.
Yes, yes, yes.
This
See,
is the core. I mean, the goal is to go more advanced script like the other guy was mentioning. That's the goal. But in the beginning, if we don't know, if we don't understand the concept and we don't have strong foundation, there is no way to go.
that is the way, that is the reason I have started with a very basic level. Do you understand that today what we talked about?
So,
we have to start with finding the commandlet. We need to understand that is in parameter means what, how do I find that parameter, each parameter data. This is the, you know, basic level, first level. We need to find it, we need to make our requirement to fulfill. Yes or no? Then we'll go to the, again, based on the multiple examples, and we will make it, we'll frame it slowly. We have a couple of terminology, you know what I mean by pipeline operator, right? How do we use it, and how do we use other properties of each commandlet. Now example, now is that only this many parameters are there for my commandlet? Example, if I say this get hyphen service, is that, for example, service, is that this many only parameters are there, and does everything is giving you this parameter? If you say get hyphen service, it would give you that is in this output, isn't it?
right.
Now if I ask the PowerShell name, you have the default parameter, right? And display name, you have the default parameter. Now if I ask, please get the report or get the information, please provide information about which are services are status shows running. How do I do this? Every commandlet, when you execute it, it would give you with the default header. And some of the headers are already part of my default parameter. As I said, name is also part of my default parameter, and display name is also default parameter. But the requirement is come to you. What is that? Status. How do I frame it? Can anyone try with this? It's very basic. Jola, you also try it. Take the example here. Your name is Javala, right? I'm pronouncing your
Yeah,
name
my name is Jamal. Javala is
Jamal.
just
Okay. Jamal, right? I can pronounce your name as Jamal, right?
yeah.
Okay, sorry, thank you. Right. Do you get everyone for the requirement here? Do you understood the requirement here? Did you understood everyone the requirement? See,
I
that
can't
is
understand.
the status shows some of the services stopped and running. You see, right? I need only the whichever status are running. That's it. How do I frame it? How do I fulfill the requirement?
Neil, today is my first class, so I am not getting everything properly. But when I will see the recording one or two times.
Sure. Anupam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Please take your time. Don't worry. I'm just giving you some, since Jamal is asked the questions, we wanted to go with the very basic level, right? So just
Yeah, I'm also beginner in the PowerShell, no?
Right. Everyone.
Please consider everything, no?
Yes, please. This is everyone. It is very much needed to understand the concept very clearly.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
that is the
Neil,
intention.
you are explaining
aware
very good.
of the fundamental of the PowerShell, then we can reframe the.
Yes, sir. Don't worry. I just said you will be going to write the script after 4 classes. Don't worry. I'm
Okay.
making very basic level. start our journey with the
If you can
console.
go more like more practical, so we can understand it more, like this guy said now. We're the same. Me and him were pretty much the same.
Correct. We are doing the same only. These are all we are doing practically, isn't it?
Yeah,
all...
I'm saying more example. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, we are giving. This is what another example I'm giving. This is the requirement here. How do I fulfill it? Now we understood that is in the practically. How do you find the commandlet? And how do you find the parameter? And that parameter, how do you find the what kind of data types, and you frame it, right? We fulfill the requirement, isn't it? Is that everyone clear for this point?
Yeah, so far.
This point is everyone clear?
No, not more.
How about others? Jamal, Rahul?
The point, I understand now how to get help, how to get help and start, so you can get all the help.
Perfect.
How to ask for a question. I got that.
Correct. This is the first level to everyone understand. Shrikant.
Yeah. Yes,
Vamshi,
understood.
Kavya.
So what exactly we are pulling this here, the information? I joined a bit late.
All right. So
See, basically, as you mentioned, right, in the pipe, we have to get the basically for get service and pipe. Then object we have to mention where hyphen object.
no, before moving to that, yeah, I know that it can be done, but whatever so far I explained, with that help, can I get that requirement fulfilled? I'll come to that point. Okay. I'll come to that point. Now, what we so far understood, whatever the requirement, you first find the commandlet and find the relevant parameter, correct? And frame it. So this requirement, where we stopping here? Do we have that is in status in under our default parameter? Do we have the status under default parameter? Can you find it?
No.
We don't have here.
Right. What we need to do, such requirement,
we have to
we have to use pipeline operator.
Pipeline operation is correct.
Why and when we need to use a pipeline operator? What is the pipeline operator? We'll talk about little more on that. So this is the first step. Many requirement would be coming, right? When you go to the services.msc, right? Jamal, you're getting what I'm trying to explaining? And others? Now see, do you see the start type? Start type, I wanted to find whichever services start type shows automatic. There's another requirement, right? Please provide information about the service start type shows automatic. How do I frame it? How do I get it? So so far we discussed, we will be getting get the commandlet and find the parameter and help and frame it. This is clear. Now remember, such requirement which is start type or status, first we would be looking for the header. Every commandlet is providing us the output header. In that header, couple of headers are part of the default parameter, which we can directly frame it. Name is there, display name is there. We can directly use the get hyphen service hyphen name, get hyphen service hyphen display name. We can use it. But status, we don't see in our default parameter. Such requirement, we would be using pipeline operator. The pipeline operator indicate for this symbol. But again, in a help, we understood in a help, in help, there's a two categorized. Okay, in help, two way to find the information. One is we understood already get-help and Commandlet, which would give you the full information of Commandlet. The another help we would be using, which is called get-help about underscore, which is get the full information of each topic. Remember here, each topic. Now, the topic we are talking about pipeline operator, right? So we need to understand what is pipeline operator, how do we use a pipeline operator, what are the method we need to use. That information would be provided this person. So how do I use it? You can ask PowerShell get-help about underscore. You can type the star. It would give you that is in all the topics information, topic list with the alphabetic manner. Now see this get-help about underscore star. It would give you that is in all the list of topic, which would help us to dig more detailed on the respective topic. Now that is a new topic we are talking about, pipeline operator. So what is this pipeline operator? How do we use a pipeline operator? That information would provided here. Now see, you can find it alphabetic order, right? You see this all the start with A and B, C, D, right? At the end, you can see this W, right? And in that we are talking about the pipeline operator. It should be a P. Now you see pipeline, right? You see here, copy this and ask PowerShell get-help, okay, about underscore pipelines. You see this is very basic. You must understand this. We will talk about many more things upcoming classes, but this is the first class we would understand that the first step. It is called, before you writing the big sentence, before you making the full frame of paragraph, we need to understand the ABCD, first letter of ABCD, second letter of ABCD. This is we are talking about in PowerShell. First step, you see this about pipelines, combining the commands info pipeline in the PowerShell. And long description, a pipeline is a series of the command connected by a pipeline operator. This is a symbol. This is a symbol. This is a, identity we use for the pipeline symbol. And then someone said, right here, we need to use this pipeline and we can use it. So we can frame it. Each pipeline operator sends the result of the preceding commands to the next command. So basically, how do you frame it? We should be framing here get-service in this use a pipeline operator where -object. This is a commandlet we would be going to use for $_dot. We are looking for the status -equal to we would need for the running. Don't worry, I'm going to explain you completely this, piece by piece, separate. I'm going to explaining tomorrow, right? Just see this. We will be going to discussing here. Get-service pipeline operator where -object $_dot status equal to running. See this? What is the requirement here? Are we getting the right output here? All our services are shows running here. Yes or no? Now question
Yes.
is, what is this actually? So pipeline, it is, the definition says for that is in combination of the two commandlet. It would help you to get the information and find the result from the other command. So you are using the pipeline operator, and there's another commandlet which is called where-object. This is a processing. So I will going to explain you separate. We need to understand this, right?
This process we can do from the remote as well, right? I am
Yes,
using
sir.
for one
Yes.
remote system, and
Yes,
I'll
yes.
pull for the all report.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can do it all aspects.
Yeah,
Because
different requirements. Yeah.
right. Exactly. You could see this is the pipeline. It is basically given to you, is going to run and remotely. It would, yes. We'll talk about, there is a separate topic called remote session. We will be reading that multiple 100 server we need to connect and find the information. We will talk about those all, right?
Okay. Yeah. And that is basically in the when we are working as a system admin and
Yes.
automation, right?
Yes.
As we have to do, that is the our day-to-day basis job will be there always, and the background jobs we have to work it.
Correct. We need to schedule the job, schedule the script.
Yes. Yeah. Many
These
things.
are all, these are all, once you understood the concept, you can confidently, you can do it automatically without my help. That guarantee I can give you. Right now, you see this, I'm making separate everything. We should understand that what it is here.
Okay, during that we can see the lot of error bugs, and that is debugging. And that error
handling.
also.
Error handling. Yes.
Error handling. We have to, when we are writing, and obviously it will give the bottom error, but we need to understand what that error is there. How do we need to resolve and fix it output?
Yes. When we know the concept of the PowerShell, if any red mark is giving to us,
yes, correct,
we immediately will come to know, okay, what is this error and why it is coming. Let me find it. Say for example, now this is my script, right? Server last, but this is what we discussed about last class. Something here. If you find here something, you execute the script here, right? Now see this, something you get the error, right?
Yeah.
Where do we find it? How do we use it?
Server 2 failed.
Right, because this just dummy used for server 1, server 2, dummy used, right? For the testing point of view and connecting server. If something goes wrong, we need to find that, we need to check that is in what it is. See, this is script we are using from the line number 1 to line number 9. See this?
Yeah, but we haven't given any connection, right? Yeah.
47 is there, but we need to understand that is in, we need to understand this script if it is executing properly, well and good. If it's giving you any error, we need to find that where it is error. The script itself is giving us.
That's true.
So that confident, I'm sure you will get it.
Yeah, and in that level, in depth.
Yes. This is,
then only we have to work as a
PowerShell automation.
PowerShell, or else it's very
Neil,
difficult.
Can you focus on the foundation now? You guys talking about the advanced. We have
no,
more time
just he asked
the
the question. That's what I gave you example. That's fine.
Because it's mixing now. The guy is asking good question, but that's not the right time.
Exactly. I was just trying to understand him. These are the things are there. Just you will be getting right. Don't worry. So I'm coming back now here. Now we were talking about this status. We got to know this, right? This information, this is output. We received it. We got the right output. But what is it? We should always understand this. What is it? And what does it? These questions we need to make it. So always you need
what is it and what does it do and how it do it?
Correct, right? So if I ask to get -service, what is it? It is a commandlet, isn't it? And it would give a, what does it? It would give a, it will give full information of all the services, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Now same things. Now I have used for this complete requirement, get -service, use a pipeline operator, where-object is a commandlet, and this is the logic I use, which is $_ which I have written here separately, open flower bracket, $_ dot separate, status separate, equal separate, whatever I use, I have made it separate to understand you, to explain you clearly step by step, right? Now, when we got to know the result, but how and what are the logic is using here? Now here, the first commandlet we use for what? Commandlet, which is called get-services. It's a commandlet. And second one is what it is? This is also again commandlet. isn't it? And this is for, it will give you, that is in commandlet for finding a right header with the help of pipeline. This is a symbol is called, what is it here? It is an operator. It is a pipeline operator. And what purpose we would use it here? It is connecting to get-service. It is connecting just for the connecting to the other commandlet with the help of where-object. Now just understand here, this is my commandlet has a full information. The requirement is from this full information of services, we need to get only status shows running. To do that, we use the pipeline operator, which is telling to this where-object, he will be going here, where-object is going there, but what is going to do there? He don't know anything about. So for him to tell, you need to find the right properties of or right header of status. Now, if I ask you a question, you just pause it for the explanation what I'm explaining. Now I return this. I have give this example. Okay. Does this commandlet executing once and giving result once? Is that right statement? This commandlet executing once and giving me the result once, is that right statement?
What do you mean it gives you only one result one time?
Is that executing once and giving me the result?
Yes, it does.
Okay, how about others? How about others? So Bijwat, Biswajit, versions, forget about versions. We have the default 5.1 now, but there are multiple versions are there. But try to, you will have the all the commandlet for the depends on the versions. But ultimately, no matter what version you are using, you would be able to know this concept. Okay. If you see this dollar, okay, let me come back that point. And the question I'm asking again, this complete requirement I am executing once and giving me the result once. Is that right statement? How this complete commandlet is processing once or multiple? This commandlet processing once or multiple time?
This is once, right?
Okay, how about others? Okay, just understand here. Now, let me make you the clear information, right? I have, this is a bundle of services here. Okay. I have here multiple services. Okay. Now, let me okay. So I have, how many colors we have here? Basically, 2 color.
Yeah,
One is brown and other one is green. So just forget about the service. Now I have a 2 color here. If I tell you example, please pick all the green color only. If you do you take in one hand and one time all the green color? If I tell you example, if I ask you please pick only green color. So do you take one time, you just put a hand and you will get the one time all the green color?
No.
So now how many time you need to put your hand and you get the green color?
Each and if you have one by one, we have to
Correct.
take it.
Connect. First, if you pick it green, brown, okay, you won't consider. Second time you put it green, okay, you will be taking. And third time again you got the brown, you won't consider. So you will be doing the multiple time until you have all the greens should be empty, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. The same logic is going to apply. Example, think about is all the services here. Okay, we have a container here, all the services. Right? In the service, we have the 2 condition. One is stopped. Second one is running. Correct? And we have the multiple services now. If you see this, multiple services. Get hyphen service. Now this script, what we have written here, get hyphen service, where hyphen object, $_ status hyphen equal to running. What's happening here?
Only running status.
Now we need to take the only running status. Now, as I asked the question here, does this process is doing once and giving the result? Is that this script is executing once and giving the result?
Yeah, once you run, then only it's giving for the one time only, right?
It will run once, and is it processing for only once?
Based on the requirement, we have to change it, right?
What is the requirement here? We have requirement here. We have the multiple. That's what I gave example. Do you pick the one time all the green color?
No.
Same things. Do you get that is in processing for all the at a time here for this Commandlet?
Okay,
what is going to do here? Getting my point. First, it is going to check get hyphen service, where hyphen object. You are asking to go there and find the status is running. Okay. First, it is show stopped. No, I won't pick it. This is going to check first status show stopped. No, I won't take it. Second, I won't take it. Third, fourth, I won't take it. Fifth one running. Yes, I will pick it. But where you going to store this? But until you need to find all the green means running should be empty. Remember, you getting my point? These are all processing for until you have the running shows become last state here. And then it is confirmed, okay, everything is completed, then only I can give the result. So until that processing, how it is happening here? Now this person is going here and $_ this $_ making you to keep that is in temporary buffer. This is $ is a variable. This $ is a variable. Underscore is temporary variable. It would help you to whatever the process happening. Meanwhile, to complete all the process, keep that. What I'm telling, first one is